What's up, YouTube? God damn. Right. Let me know when you're ready. You good?
Yeah.
You want to do it or me? Like, you know, I can do it.
I don't even remember.
You don't remember it? Okay.
That shit burned my eye.
Alright.
Most people get comfortable. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves, and they end up becoming very cynical about life, and they throw in the towel on themselves, on their families, and on their dreams.
What's going on, YouTube? Want to welcome you guys back to the 24 Karat Black YouTube channel. It's your man, one half of the brand Abe. To
Cool, KL.
Absolutely. So we back. So we're gonna talk today. It's gonna be a little, serious topic. We talk a lot and we joke a lot on this channel about a lot of stuff we've been through, and it may sound a little harsh. People, we've gotten questions like, it's just how have you guys dealt with it mentally, growing up, and of course I'm referring to the projects and poverty and single mother, home, and all that stuff, and the drugs and all that stuff. So we're gonna highlight that today. We're gonna talk about it. So PTSD. That's something you think we deal with?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
We talk about it post video,
Right.
pre-video.
Yeah.
Of how we have how we get anxious, how maybe not wanting to be alone at times.
Right.
For me personally, I did not buy a gun for a long time, for the longest, just because just the thoughts and the times when I grew up in the hood, just seeing people being shot,
Right.
or guns used in my presence, I didn't want to have it around me. Plus, I knew certain levels of anger that also can be taken back to our times in the projects where. Dad not being around, not eating that day, whatever it was that made me upset. I have anger issues. I had anger issues, and so for the longest, I just wouldn't buy a gun.
Yeah.
And then even now that I have a few now, I'm just still paranoid. And I think that's PTSD from Oak Street, from being in the projects.
I agree. I'm me personally, and I encourage all of the brothers and women as well. And this is not race specific. We're talking about people who suffered from these type of things, and especially we're so young. Now that we're older, I have anxiety issues. I realize that it's hard for me also to trust people. And when I look back, it all starts and is rooted from my upbringing. I do, and I think that's one thing that a lot of our people shy away from is like therapy. It's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I think that if we get like some therapy, somebody to kind of sit down and kind of just spill all of these things out, it may help us. It's a deep subject, but
therapy in itself is another subject. And therapy for African Americans is a whole other different topic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because it's not so much that we frown down upon it, we look at it as a sign of weakness, but it's also had more to do with maybe the healthcare system. A lot of therapy sessions, you have to have insurance or some type of co-pay or money to pay for that.
It's not cheap.
That's not going to be under your dental plan. It's not going to be under your healthcare plan. So a lot of people that grew up the way we grew up with, that was been omitted.
Right.
You know what I mean? In terms of being able to sit down and have a face-to-face with a therapist to kind of...
And so that's where a lot of the misplaced anger, misguided anger comes from with us, with our people. Because we don't have nowhere to put that anger. So we go, or that frustration, or that confusion. We go through a lot, we see a lot, we've seen all of the stuff. Anything you can imagine, we don't have to keep revisiting it. We've already touched on it, but we've seen whatever, you can think of, we've seen it coming up, with no place to place that actual emotion. And it's been, so what are some things that we use, to kind of help us? Because a lot of people ask us, how did you guys get it without having that psychological damage?
Lucky for us, we had a tight-knit group, so it was pretty easy for us to wake up at 8, 9 in the morning, get together and be gone, hang out, playing all day. when you think about it, our group was really tight knit because
Yeah.
there was all that other stuff around us. There were people who hung out with us, who we hung out with, who were older than us, who easily could have influenced us, but we kind of did our own thing. So
Right.
I think that has a lot to do with why we didn't necessarily get caught up in the day-to-day stuff that
Right.
our peers grew up and got caught up into.
Right.
But it definitely, I would say, definitely number one sports.
Sports, yeah.
Easy. I
Yeah.
mean,
Absolutely.
we any place we could shoot. I mean, we even if it was a basketball goal, we made if it had a hole in.
Remember curveball?
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Rolling back. It was
Yeah,
sports.
yeah,
It was sports.
yeah.
Whatever. Throw a tackle.
Yep. To get that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely sports.
Yeah, that aggression. I think that was it.
Nowadays with tablets and electronics, and I'm guilty of it too. My
Yeah.
kids don't even really go outside as much as they should because everything they want is right there, you know, for their opposable thumbs. And,
Right.
I think that, you know, that helped us.
Yeah.
Could that be another way to release it? I think for us, being outside, running around, and I guess being around kids of our ilk, like we always poor. So it's not like I went to your house and you was living it up.
Right.
And I had something really to be jealous of.
Right.
Like we was all poor and we all hung out together.
Yeah, it's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I mean, having that escape, I think allowed us to not necessarily dwell on what we didn't have and just appreciate the little time, the moments.
Right.
Because those were some excellent, like those were probably some of my best times, even though they was the worst times.
Worst times, yeah.
But that was the best of times. Just going outside playing.
Yeah, escapism. Yeah, it allowed us to free ourselves and you know, you can notice a person with, you know, I manage my anxiety a little different. Like one of the things that saved me as well was like reading books. Like for some reason, I delved into books probably late eighth grade or early ninth grade, and one of the first books was a Chinese book called Sinking the Chi. And being a child growing up, you know, where we're like in a trap, if you will, like in the trap, that was it blew my mind just to understand a whole nother school of thought and way of thinking. And it was about managing energy and tapping into your chi or ki is what I guess some people may call it as well. But I can't find that book anywhere now, but it was something that gave me a different perspective on life. It was something I've never, and from there it was like my mind was open. It was like, you know, my mind was as big as the sky. I realized that, look, I have the key to this trap that I'm in, and I started to look further. And so escapism was one of the things too, like the video games and you're getting away from the home playing the sports, like KL was saying, that helped us channel that energy and stress and just getting that energy out, just playing and being competitive. And I think that's what got us along. For people who don't have those resources or are so mentally in a fog where they can't tap it, you seek therapy, you know, because these things are damaging. Like when you see death, when you see your mother doing drugs, or when you're fighting boyfriends, like I fought boyfriends with my mother's boyfriends. Like I've actually fought. I'm a little kid, and my mother would bring these men in the house, and I would have physical altercations with these grown men, like really moving furniture. As a kid, you know, holding down the home, being the answer to the problems at 12 and 14 years old. It was a lot, man. Yeah. So, you know, you carry that stuff. A lot of that stuff don't just erase.
And you know? The thing, too, is like, it is very traumatic, but at that time, we're living it.
Yeah.
So, you're just reacting to everything. Mm-hmm. At that time, it was a reaction-based lifestyle.
Absolutely.
We went outside. We never had a plan of action a day. We just, whatever came our way, we did it. If some shit happened in the house, reacted to it. Right. We didn't go into it thinking like, shit, am I going to eat today? Right. That was, I mean, I don't think I ever thought about it. I mean, some days I didn't eat, but I didn't wake up wondering if I was going to eat. If I didn't eat, I just didn't eat. So I think it was just a reaction thing.
Yeah.
Like Abe said, if you are having those issues, or even if you think you're having issues and you don't even know where to turn, I mean, at this point in time, you can just Google any type of therapy, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, you know. You don't have to go through any of that alone if you don't have to.
Shoot, DM us, man, at the end of the day. If it's that bad, you know, like, because we can relate. It's some empathy there. Again, we've seen it all. we don't want to make it seem like, you know, we grew up in a third world country, but, you know, relative to our,
you might as well.
it felt like it, you know, like relative to what stuff, I mean, you know, we went through some stuff. So we just want our brothers and our sisters and just everybody, you know, in general, who's suffering through these things to know that, look, there's answers, there's ways out. So, you know, PTSD is a real thing. You don't have to go to war, you know, in the Middle East or in another country. I mean, you know, we're suffering with our own internal wars and things that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And it's real. It's very real. As a child, it may not register the right way or hit the same way, but it's very real. So we wanted to address that. So we make light of these things, but again, we're anomalies. Like, we came out of this stuff. We rose from the dirt, and we have everything's intact. You know, so that's the blessing. But we acknowledge where, you know, we have, like I said, anxiety. Some
and the memories last forever. Like, I'll never
forever.
forget the stuff that I've seen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's what PTSD is. It's a constant reminder, flashbacks, so to speak, that can actually alter the way you live your day now as an adult, as an older person. And so, if you have any issues, if you think you have any issues, you've seen some things, and you feel like you know that's got you messed up,
Right.
it's okay. I don't think I ever really truly discovered therapy until I was in my 30s. I mean, really all the way up to that point.
Yeah.
I look like, that's weak.
Yeah.
Why would I go talk to somebody to tell me about some shit that I already know what I'm going through?
Right.
But there's different forms of therapy. There's different forms of, a lot of times it's just a vent session. A lot of times it's just allowing you to speak your mind. It's not necessarily just for somebody to get into your head and somehow try to manipulate you.
Right.
You'd be surprised at what therapy could do for you. But,
Right. We encourage we don't be scared. You know, be fearless at it and just pick up the phone. Or, like I said, at the least, I don't know who's watching this right now, what you're going through, what you've been through, but, you know, DM us. You know, we if we can, you know, like, we're dealing with a lot of DMs, we're dealing with a lot of stuff, you know, but we'll take the time out to acknowledge that stuff.
to it.
We'll get to it and, you know, make it priority because we care. But yeah, that was it. We wanted to address that because we do talk a lot about the things we've been through, and we've gotten questions and stuff from people that ask us specifically, what about PTSD? What about all of this stuff?
We laugh at it because there's some funny stuff.
Funny stuff.
But I think because we're at the point now that we can laugh at it. Trust me, when it was happening, this shit wasn't funny.
No. I was frightened. It was terrifying. It was like a movie, if you will. You know. That's about it, you know, for me. You got anything else on it?
I think that'll do it.
That'll do it? Yeah, so we appreciate you guys for watching. Please, if you're watching right now, please like, please subscribe, please put on those post notifications. Please, because, you know, we're trying to grow this viewership so, you know, we can reach more people. So remember,
tag us.
Tag us, share it.
Add us.
Put it on your social medias. Whatever you want to do with it, you know, but share this information, share our channel. We're really trying to make a difference here. 24 Karat Black, you know, go to the website. All that stuff is listed below. Follow us on IG. We need you. If you're at this point, we need you. We need you to like, subscribe, and hit those post notifications.
That's it.
Thanks.
All right, peace.
Till next time.
I can tell you that it's possible.